Alright, so today I want to make a short video on how I make my target stands. Very simple way, easy to do, just with some scrap wood laying around. There's a couple of different methods that I use just to make a quick and easy target stand. Alright, so what I've got here is I've found some old scrap 4x4s. These ones are 5.5 feet long. It's 67 inches long, so I'm going to use these for the base legs. And then what we got, you can use 2x4s that you have laying around, or because I have these laying around, they're 4x4s. And then for the uprights, you want similarly sized wood. These ones are 2x6s, but you can also use 2x4s. So we're going to nail these on the outside because we want these to be as far away from where we're shooting as possible, because we don't want to have to replace these, every week. So these are going to be the outside. So let's get that done now. I want to make sure that I'm in the middle. So half of 67 is 33. These are in the middle, so 33. And 33. That's the middle. So I'm gonna screw these together, because if I ever need to replace any of them, it's easier to do this with screws. If you nail it, you can't. It's very hard to replace the boards. Now stand these up. All right, now we're going to get our piece of plywood, press board, whatever you have. Basically, it's going to act as a stabilizer to this frame, as well as something to put your targets on. It doesn't have to be this big. I was originally going to go with this piece here. So basically you can just mount this right here. But this target is going to be at 500 yards. So I want to make it a little bit bigger, and where I'm putting it is kind of hard to get to, so I want to be able to put multiple targets on this board. So normally I would just do this for my front yard range, but this is going out in the back, and I want to make it a bit bigger. Be better with two people. All right, there we go. I'll give one over here. And it's that simple. I hope you're still in view. Alright, so like I said, this is a little bit larger than what I normally build, but I'm going to be putting this at 500 yards at the back of my property. Hopefully shooting some rimfire with it. That would be pretty cool videos. Then you take your piece of plywood or press board, particle board, and screw that to it, and that basically is your frame to hold everything together. You don't need to build anything more than this. This is a simple 4-piece of wood target. If you want to use cardboard as the backer and you don't want to use plywood, you just make a square frame of 2x4s to box this in, and that will give you the stability that you're looking for. And you can use a paper backer or cardboard or that white I don't know what it's called, something plastic, the thing they put signs up at the car dealerships. You can pick that up from the garbage when they change their signs. But anyways, I'm going to use this because I've had that 50-yard board on that piece of wood for 2 years. It needs to be replaced, but it lasts a long time. If it's just you plinking, it's not a commercial range, then this will last over a year. So, and it's all done with scrap wood I had laying around. So there you go. There's your cheap, inexpensive target board for shooting. So part two, what I ended up doing is I didn't need something that tall, so I cut off a foot of this board because your target size is generally this big, 36 inches at most. So I can put 3 targets on here across for each other. With that cut off, I was going to build another stand to hold my steel, but I decided this steel right here, because at 500 yards where I'm at, there's nothing to see the backsplash. So I kind of want to hit this steel to let me know I'm close. I'm going to hang that steel right here. So what I did, another 4x4 cross beam, and I have it at the back of this upright because when you hit steel, sometimes it sprays up and it tears the paper on the target if it's at the same depth. So gonna have the steel back here. I'm gonna get 2 eye screws to hold the chains and then hang that steel right here. So I've got 2 birds with 1 stone. So I made myself a target board and a steel hanger to boot. So let's go back out into the into that part of the property and set this up. I got to get a couple of eyelet screws because I want this to hang basically right there. And yeah, so let's get this in place. I'll get a couple of chains and those eye screws to have that hang, some spray paint, and we'll be ready to go. And because we're hanging steel, it's not heavy steel, it's not AR steel, it's only meant for 22s. I'm going to add a cross beam here just to give it a little bit extra support. So this thing's going to last a lot of years. All right, so here's the finished product. I've got targets stapled up. These are basically old cardboard pieces of paper that I had. There's our steel target tightened up, and then I drilled a couple of holes here, put in some rad clamps and this old broom handle, and tied a wind flag to the top. So here we are, finished product. Now let's go set it up and take some shots. All right, so what we've got is the target that I just made is at the 500 yard mark in that clearing, and then right behind it is the white like a signboard. That's 611 yards. And like I said, the one we just made with the steel plate below it and the brown targets, that one is ahead of that one. That one is at the 500 yard mark. And going out there with my tractor to set that up because it's pretty hard to walk to with the forks on it. As I'm setting it up, I cut that grass maybe 3 or 4 days ago. It is so dry, I don't even want to try shooting that steel with something that's lead and may spark. We haven't had rain here in 3 weeks, and like I said, I cut that grass and 3 days ago, and just walking on it, it is so dry, it just crunches walking on it. So we'll have to save the shooting it for another video. I want to do a lot of rim fire at 500 in the future, so we will do that for sure, but we need some rain here first because I'm out in the middle of nowhere right now and I do not want to start a fire. Anyways, well, thanks for watching with our low budget target board build. Thanks very much.